Yo, what is going on, y'all? J Trades here, back in a brand new banger, and in today's video I'll be talking about what you should look at before you enter any trades. So this is super important because once I learned these major things, it has really brought my trading to a next level. So let's go over them really fast today. It's gonna be a pretty short video today, but it's gonna be very high educational content. So first off, I'm just gonna pull up whatever chart I have up right here, which is currently US 30, but there are multiple things you want to look at before you enter a trade. So here, what to look at before you enter a trade. There are multiple things, of course, that you want to look and confirm. But of course, first off, you want to make sure that it is your setup. You want to make sure it is your setup. Now, everyone's setup is different depending on how you trade. People have different trading styles, different trading times, different trading sizes. There's tons of things you want to look at. People have different confluences of when their setup is good. But basically what you want to look at before you enter a trade, of course, is pretty common sense. You want to make sure it is your setup. And in fact, let's make it more even accurate. You want to make sure it's an A or A plus setup. You really only want to take high quality setups, guys. Trust me on this. You don't want to take a setup that you're not confident in because it's going to ruin you. Those losses will pile up one by one, so you want to take only high quality setups. Don't think about the more trades you take, the more money you make. That's not necessarily true at all. A lot of times what happens to traders is they make a lot of money off the first two major moves a day, and then they continue trading throughout the day and start just losing all those profits from those losses, small losses that add up a lot because of bad setups. So you want to make sure, first off, it's an A or A plus setup, and it meets all your confluences. Everyone's confluences are different. I'm not going to go over mine today, but there are different confluences that you want to look at before you enter a trade. The second thing you want to look at is risk to reward ratio. So this is super important because you want to make sure your risk to reward ratio is really good. If it is a trade where you're risking, like, let's say, let me just draw this out real quick. Let's take this as an example. This is probably a really bad trade, but let's say you enter here. For some reason you enter here for longs. You're targeting like this and your risk is this. This is horrible. You should never take any risk reward ratio lower than 1, honestly. At all. Never touch any risk reward ratio lower than 1. That's literally impossible. You're not going to win any trades doing. You're not going to be profitable in the long run anyway doing that at all, because your losers are going to be way bigger than your winners. So this is pretty common sense, but a lot of beginners don't realize this until later on. So I want to let you guys know about this earlier. You want to make sure you calculate your risk to reward ratio early on before you even get into the trade. You want to make sure it's a high risk to reward ratio trade. This again goes into the A or A plus setup situation. So let's say you take a trade here. Of course, we already know what happens here, but let's say you take a trade here because of multiple confluences. It is a solid level, as you guys can see. Grab liquidity down here. Super easy to read right here. It already dropped a good amount, as you guys can see. It's a pretty clean reversal right here. It's mostly going to retrace back. That's what I see in my mind when I see this. Now, of course, I already saw what happened, but just letting you guys know if something did happen live. So your basic stop would be at the liquidity grab. That's what I'd say, a little bit below that. And your profit targets, I would be targeting the highs here or even up here. Previous highs right here that previously rejected, because it rejected here, yes, pretty strong, but the main level is here that's been rejecting. So I would have put my target there, but this is a perfect example of an excellent risk to reward ratio right here. Depending on your entry, now no one's gonna have a perfect entry down here, honestly. You probably have an entry around here, but again, even a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio is excellent right here. You can lose 3 trades, win 1 trade, and break even with the same sizes. So want to make sure risk to reward ratio is 2. I would say honestly, anything that's 1 to 1 is okay, because I'm not gonna lie, especially if you're scalping, depending on how you trade, of course. For day traders mostly, 1 to 1s happen 50% of the time, I'm gonna be honest. 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3. I'm just gonna put 1 to 1 plus. You want to make sure your risk to reward ratio is at least 1 to 1. This is the most basic level. Like, it has to be at least 1 to 1. And don't just put an imaginary target, because you can say, oh, I'm gonna target the highs already up here. It never happened, as you guys can see. It's not happening. It's not happening in a long time. And you're day trading, don't forget, you can't have insane high targets that are unrealistic. So for your risk to reward ratio, make sure the target is realistic. That way this like target is actually accurate in terms of data collection, because you want to make sure it can actually hit this level and hit this target. This is a very realistic target. As you can see, it basically touched it at this point, so I would have closed at this wick right here. But yeah, you want to make sure your target is realistic, and it's a realistic one-to-one, not some fake BS one-to-one where, oh, it never ever hits anywhere close to the, you know, one-to-one reward, but some real genuine one-to-one. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure it's one-to-one. Preferably, honestly, I like to see 1-2. A lot of my trades, I've done calculations are 1 to 2.5, 1 to 3, right? Now, you're not going to catch those insane moves throughout the day. You're going to mostly catch those moves early in the mornings. So throughout the day, probably 1-1 or 1-2 max. But I just want to let you guys know, want to make sure, keep that in mind, because this affects how profitable you are, like very, very majorly. Has a massive impact. All right. So next thing you want to calculate is obviously size. Calculate your size. You want to make sure your sizing is good. Depending on what size your account is and what limitations you have or restrictions or what you're willing to risk. It really depends. This is all dependent on you, but you want to make sure you're sizing in properly with the stop loss into consideration. Because I mentioned stop loss because sometimes you would have trades, let's say, where you enter here, not a really good price. Your stop loss would be down here at the lows right here, because it could, you know, it's still valid if it comes down here. That's why I have a stop loss down here, because it can make a triple bottom and push up. Happens not super often, but it does happen. So of course, the reason why I mentioned why you want to take into percent or take into account your size of your stop loss is because if your stop loss is, let's say, 28% versus 14%, that's way two different stop losses, right? So your sizing on this trade will be half of the size you use on this trade, because your loss amount, dollar amount, is way different. It's double. So you can't just look at it as in percent, or you can't just look in as in every position I'm gonna take the exact same size. Unless all your setups are the same percent stop loss. I mean, it is possible depending on how consistent your strategy is. Again, you want to be a dynamic trader, right? So sometimes you would want to enter up here and your stop loss would be down here. Or what some people do is they just move the stop loss to the same amount every time. I'm not a fan of that. The reason why is because that makes it so that you're not a dynamic trader, and also because price could literally come down. Look, price could do this, come up here, you're in the green, come down here, come up here, come all the way down here, hit your stop loss, come down here, bounce off here, and boom, hits your target. That could happen. You'd be stopped out and you would have missed out on all this profit potential right here, because your stop loss is too small, because you're trying to put the same stop loss. Does not make any sense. You want to make a stop loss that actually makes sense to the market. So that's why I will adjust my sizing based on my stop loss percent. You should not be looking at your target percent, because your target percent is never guaranteed, right? You're never guaranteed to hit that target, but what is guaranteed is your stop loss. That is 100% guaranteed. If you're wrong, it's going to hit it. 100% guaranteed. So you want to always take into account your risk before you look at your reward. That's a major thing. Now, after you look at all these, you enter a trade. What you want to do is you want to identify key levels. So when I say key levels, I mean key levels that you want to take profits at. So let's say you enter here, and this is a pretty solid entry. Honestly, this is probably what most people would have entered at. You want to draw key levels right here, right? So I'm using TradingView, super easy platform. You guys haven't used it ever, super highly recommend it. You should use Webull. It's completely trash charting on there. So anyway, nonetheless, not sponsored. I use TradingView now. So I would draw my key levels, right, for profit targets. And what I like to do usually is keep my first target at a 1-to-1 risk reward. Now again, I know I said don't base it off of numbers, but again, data is very important. So you always want to make sure almost always your first target's at least 1-to-1, because you want to give some space for a trade. You don't want your winners to be smaller than your losses. That's literally how you lose in trading. You need like a 75% win rate or higher to have your winners smaller than your losses and still be profitable. And you know how many people have that high win rate? Not that many. 75% is pretty high. I will say, again, depends on how you trade. For me personally, my win rate is usually around 60 to 70. So, but my winners way bigger than my losers. Keep that in mind. So you always want to keep that in mind. There's no such thing as being 100% right in the market. It's literally impossible. Even 90%, I've never seen anyone with 9% win rate, 85. super rare. Again, depends on how long they've been trading, how many trades, but we're not going to get into that today. So try to keep your target for your first target 1-to-1. Second target, I like to keep it, you know, same gap, but second target, you will be more dynamic with this one. You will actually keep this at a certain level that you actually think it would reject off of. So if I'm in longs, meaning I'm in calls, if you guys want to turn into stocks, I would look for a level where it is acting as resistance. So this level is very strong right here. 1 rejection, 2 rejection, 3 rejections, bounce, went through, you know, super strong level. Every time it breaks this level, you see a major move, right? Meaning this is a super strong key level, super big area of interest. Rejection, you know, later on in the future, rejection. This is an insanely strong level. This level is really crucial to break. So again, that's what I set my second take profit. I usually like to do 3 take profits max. So this is for data collection purposes. Of course, you want to make sure your system works and that you're actually profitable with your system. So I do indeed use 3 take profits max. I don't like to extend my take profits unless it's a runner. But even then, when it's a runner, honestly, and it's really going in my direction ever since I got into a trade, I wouldn't even have a take profit 1 or 2. I would immediately jump straight into the final take profit, you know? You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. But anyway, take profit 3 would be this high right here. So perfect example right here of managing your risk, managing your position once you enter a trade. So now this is what to look before you enter a trade. Let's do after you enter a trade. So, you know, after you enter, you set take profits at key levels. And then last but not least, you know, your runners, you can let them hit break even or whatever. I would set stop loss at break even. Once it hits my take profit 1, I set it as break even. Once it hits take profit 1. So after it hits take profit 1, at least put it at break even. That basically makes it a risk-free trade. If you guys have not known what that is, risk-free trade, there's nothing on the line. Perfect trade right there. So let me see if I can make this a good color for you guys. Okay, I'm gonna try to make this green right here. Okay, so what to look at before you enter a trade. This, and then you want to hit a stop loss after, take profits. You know, this is basically summing up, honestly, how I trade before I get into a trade, you know? I want to make sure A+ setup. First off, I don't like taking any B trade setups. Don't chase trades at all. FOMO, all that is trash. You're going to lose 80% of the time. Trust me. Look at data. You're going to lose 80% of the time. You keep doing it because it's a psychological effect of the market. But second of all, look at risk reward. Is it a good risk reward? If it's not, I don't even take it at all. Don't even look at it. Make sure it's a realistic risk reward ratio as well. Number 3, you want to size properly. That's super important in terms of longevity in this industry. After that, you want to set take profits at key levels. And then finally, last but not least, set stop loss at break even once it hits take profit 1, or when you think the trade is basically going to go full in your direction, or, you know, however you feel comfortable. Honestly, that one's pretty optional. But for me, I like to set it at break even once it hits one of my take profits. So anyway, that's going to be it for today's quick video. If you guys did enjoy and learn a lot, definitely make sure to smash the like button and subscribe. I do have a paid Discord mentorship down below if you guys are interested looking for that. I do signals down there and tutorials as well. More exclusive content for sure for trading, for those that want to amplify and level up their trading. And I'm also releasing a course very soon, so you guys better support this video. Get ourselves up to, you know, 1,000 subscribers or something like that. And I'll be releasing the full course very soon.